everyone, this is the orchestra section for week 22. Today we're going to be talking about Antonin Dvorak. We are going to be listening to his Serenade for Strings, the fourth movement. So Antonin Dvorak was born in the Czech Republic, which is now known as the Czech Republic. Back then it was known as Bohemia, in 1841. His father was a butcher, but he played the zither at weddings on the side. A zither was also known as a lap harp. He greatly encouraged Dvorak to pursue his musical interest, which was kind of rare back then because most fathers probably wanted them to either follow in their footsteps and be a butcher or go to law school or be a doctor or something like that. But he was encouraged with his musical talent. In 1874, he submitted an original score to the Austrian State Prize for Composition. Before then, he wasn't very well known. Now, Johannes Brahms, which we studied, was the leading member of the jury to decide who got the prize. He was very impressed with Dvorak's composition, and Dvorak won. In fact, he won again in 1876 and in 1877. After that, Brahms, his own publishing company, published some of Dvorak's music, so he kind of discovered him. He was a very cheerful man. He had a sunny disposition, which was kind of off because a lot of his contemporaries were cantankerous and kind of gruff. He was well known for his work, even when he was still living. Again, a lot of his contemporaries, some of them weren't really well known until they had already passed on. So this was kind of different as well. He traveled quite a lot. He even traveled to America for a few years, but he missed his wife and his kids, so he returned to Europe in 1895. He began teaching again at the Prague Conservatory. He was even appointed a member of the Austrian Senate in an effort to help calm the Czech speakers in Austria who were upset over the banning of their language. He came in for the first day in 1901, accepted the honor, stole all the pencils at his desk because they were perfect for composing, and never came back. He died in Prague in 1904. You'll find that his music was very lyrical, very emotional. He was part of the Romantic period of music, like we've been studying. So the Romantic period of music really is known for its emotion in the music. Today, we're going to be listening to the Serenade for Strings, the fourth movement. This movement has an A-B-A structure, which means A is the first theme, so you'll hear kind of a theme. It changes a little bit throughout the first part and the last part, but it's the same general theme. You can hear the same melody repeated by different instruments in different ways. In the middle is the B section, so it's going to be completely different than the A section. And then again at the end, you're going to hear the A section again. So here we are. We're going to listen to the fourth movement of the Serenade for Strings. Now, you might have this. This is a little listening map, and you want to start where it says start, and it'll give you a little information and the times, and then you go back this way, and then you go back this way, and then you go back this way, and then you go back that way. And that's how you follow the listening map. It's very helpful. It will tell you when the A section starts and then when the B section starts and then back to A. So here we go. All right, this first time through, I just want the kids to listen, even close their eyes, still their bodies. I had my class lay on the floor, not touching anyone else. And we turned off the lights and we listened, and they were amazing listeners. So this is called active listening. You want to listen for different parts of the music. Think about what you hear. Think about how it makes you feel, or think about things that come to your mind when you're hearing the music. Do you think of castles? Some of my kids thought of dragons and things like that. When we were talking about what they thought about when we listened to the music. So it's very interesting to hear what the kids kind of think about when they listen to the music. So here we go. All right, this is the first part. The violins play this. spinning endlessly, one beautiful idea giving birth to the next. Start to notice the climax of this theme. It's gonna crescendo, which means get louder, right here, and then start to decrescendo, which means get quieter. Now listen for the cellos. There they are. Then the violins echo. Cellos again. Violins echo. Now listen for a key change. See how that sounds different? Cellos again. Okay, listen up. Here comes theme B, completely different. Here we go. Here's the violin. Rising up. Now we're settling back into the first theme, cellos, and then the violins. Now the violins take it. Here we go. It's going to start building up to climax of the movement. It's going to start winding down. So I would encourage you, while you're listening the first time, just to close your eyes and listen. Listen for the different changes, maybe even turn the lights out. I know I had my kids lay on the floor and really quiet their bodies and listen the first time through without having to do any activity or anything. It's called active listening, and my kids in my class were great at it. Then we kind of talked about what they felt while they were listening to it, what they thought of, and it was fun to hear what they came up with. Some said castles and dragons and whatnot, so that was pretty cool when we were listening to the other pieces. And then the second time through, maybe get out a large piece of paper, some watercolor or some pastels or something like that, and really doesn't have to be anything concrete. If you paint something, just maybe something expressive, how it feels, because the music itself is very expressive and lyrical. So, but if you feel more comfortable, or if you think of a story, maybe paint that. Another activity that would be fun to do is to take clay and mold something. Like, again, it doesn't have to be anything concrete. It can be something abstract and lovely and expressive, or it can be an object that exists in real life. Either way, just create something that comes out of how you feel about listening to this music, because it is very expressive and lyrical. Also, another thing to listen to by Dvorak that is interesting is the Slavonic dances. These were influenced in part by the music that he grew up with, folk dancing, the folk music that he grew up with. Another interesting piece, they're kind of commonly called, I think, the New World Symphonies. That's another piece of music by Dvorak that is lovely. My mom said it was one of the first that she really liked by Dvorak. But it's largely influenced by his travels in America. So if you want some more listening of Dvorak music, those are two thoughts that I have about what you could listen to. I hope you enjoyed it. We miss you all. We're praying for each of you. I hope you're having good times with your family and staying sane and finding fun activities to do. We're praying for all of you, and we love you. Can't wait to be back together soon.